And welcome tonight to our Business Booster call. I'm excited to be bringing this to you straight after our Saturday escapade on Aim High. And the reason for this call tonight is really in the follow-up. I want to be able to, take some of the things that we learned and shared on Saturday and actually encourage every one of you to put them into a business plan. So that's the basis of tonight's call. And I've got the screen up behind me to stay focused on Dubai, because that is one of the incredible events that's in the calendar as you're working to build your business. So I guess really it's about sharing with you what I've learned over the years, best business practices. And I guess if you don't create a plan, you don't know where you're going. And if you don't know where you're going, how can you know when you get there? Does that make sense? So I'm going to try something new tonight. I'm going to try screen sharing. So fingers crossed that I can not frighten the life out of you all. And here goes as I take over the presentation. So here we go. Great to be with you tonight, and it's been incredible actually to be staring at a black screen, so let's see how we go. So let me just capture this, and this is something I think that you should have up in front of you all the time you're in this industry, in this business, because failing to plan is planning to fail. And I want to encourage you to think about what I'm sharing. You need to make your own plan, so I'm just giving you some guidelines tonight. It was about me thinking, if I was in the field at this point in time, what would I take away from Saturday? How could I share that with you and work towards building the business? So do I know all the answers? Absolutely not. So as I said, these are my thoughts, how I share. I want you to adopt this principle and work with it. Officially, failing to plan is planning to fail. So tonight I want to encourage you, if you've never done a 30, 60, 90-day business plan, and then to think about it. It's okay to set a goal. You can move the goalposts, and nothing, as I say, is drastic. It's about just having a focus, and it's what I do. Whatever position you're in, it's a good lesson to get into. So, as I mentioned, building from our Saturday meeting, I did touch base that we sent you via email a 30, 60, 90-day notelet business plan for you to take notes. And I'm hoping that some of you were able to do that. If not, then you would have possibly taken notes separately. And now I'm going to encourage you to put them in a format of a 30, 60, 90-day plan. Okay, so I'm going to start with key activities. And let's just look at what you can implement in 30 days that can have an instant impact on your business. Doesn't cost a lot. It's about actually taking one step forward in the right direction. So first of all, I'm going to encourage you to reread the compensation plan, taking note of the new business bonus levels. So to me, that increases the level of confidence when you are talking to any prospect. You need to know your material. Even if you've been in the business a long time, and some of my golden oldies have, and I'm not talking about age, I'm talking about the time you've been in the business, need to refresh yourself on the compensation plan. There's been some key changes recently, and you need to feel absolutely confident when you're sharing this with anybody that you come into contact with. So that's something you can start straight away. Okay, so I want you also to be confident in sharing the new customer referral program. And I'm going to circle back a little bit on that in a coming slide. But, you know, we tried to launch the customer referral program here towards the end of last year. And it was a manual process, not very efficient, but the company took it on board. And I think what they've come up with is excellent. And again, you need to understand it inside out, upside down, back to front, so that you feel confident when you're talking to people about it. Okay, now, first step, I'd like you to think about creating a contact list and what I call code accordingly. So this is to me, again, this is about what I would do if I was in your shoes right now. My first focus would be building my customer base. The more customers you have in your business, the wider your circle of influence, and the more opportunity you have of taking them on the journey from customer to associate. Okay, so when I talk about coding them, I think you need to list telephone calls, SMSs, private Facebook message. Now, old school, we used to talk about creating 100 contact list, and sometimes that can be daunting. I'm just going to encourage you to start and keep it as a work in progress and add to it as often as you can. When you meet somebody and you think, gee, I'd love to have them on my team, I'd love to invite them into my team, into my group, then add them on your contact list and put beside them, am I going to make a telephone call? Am I going to SMS them, or am I going to private Facebook message them? Okay. So then I'm going to ask you to decide on which conversation starters you're going to use and to utilize to make that connection. And the one I put up here right the way, and again, it's not my words, these were words and training shared from actually Man Alive. Can I make a suggestion? Can I make a recommendation? I think that's a phrase that is a great conversation starter. But again, I want you to feel confident that it's coming from you and they're your words, and you need to adopt them and internalize them. Okay. I hope you're still with me so far. Okay, commit to making at least 3 connections a day. Now that was an absolute gem shared by Rachel Davey as she was doing her presentation at the AIM. 3 connections a day. Anyone can do that. And it's one of those behaviors, activities that actually keeps you on track. And it's a great thing to do. Diarise, follow-up contact, and add an information Zoom call within 30 days in the diary. So what I've given you now is key activities, homework, and a plan, and you're working towards having an information Zoom call within, say, 30 days in your diary. So if you understand the process now, you can understand why being comfortable with the compensation plan and the customer referral program is key, because you want to go onto that Zoom call in 30 days absolutely confident, the knowledge you're sharing, and also be ready to respond to any questions that someone may ask you along the way. Okay, so we talked about activities, and now what about your objective? Okay, this is where you need to know where you're going. What is your plan? And I want you to think about, start with the end in mind. Capture on the 90-day page, because you've got 3 pages, one for 30 days, one for 60, and then another one, for 90, what you'd like to celebrate in 90 days. So think about it. Okay. Is it the number of new customers that you want to have at the end of 90 days? Is it the number of new associates? Okay, rank advancement. This is your plan, and you need to be realistic, have a goal in mind. And as I said at the beginning of the call, it doesn't really matter whether you go under, you hit your target, or you go over. It's just going to keep you focused on what your objective is while you follow through on this activity. So what else can I encourage you to do? I want you to think about this here. I want you to let go of the past. Don't get stuck in the mud. And that was something else that was shared at our AIM event. And why about don't get stuck in the mud? Well, sometimes we can sit there and think, well, I've tried this and it didn't work. I've got too many no's. Nobody was interested. And that's what I call about getting stuck in the mud. It's about thinking this is a new initiative. I'm going to start as of today. This is my new business plan, and I'm going to see it through to the end in 90 days. Okay, that helps you take one step closer to your goal. And this is what this is all about. It's helping you move your business forward into the right direction. Okay. So I want you to build confidence in promoting all the benefits of being a part of the Mannatech community. Now, why do I talk about the community? One of the, I guess, strongest messages that I picked up from our AIM event on Saturday was how those who are following us, watching us and joining us actually celebrated being part of a community, being part of the Mannatech community. And that's a key driver in today's business building arena. People want to belong to a community. So I think, the power of what we as a company do, whether it's the M5M initiatives, whether it's sharing training together, whether it's coming together on a Zoom call, it's about feeling connected. And I want you to write connected and underline it big time. Sorry, I'm being cheeky now. Okay. All right. So to me, I wanted to share this last point, focusing on taking customers on the journey towards becoming an associate. This is your starting point. And to me, if you have a customer who's been on the program for a couple of months, the value add of them seeing their health improve or the benefits of the product, they are going to go forward much more confident than in promoting the business opportunity to their family and friends, because they are already, I guess, they're taking the product, they're seeing the benefits of the product, and are a product of the product. So that confidence comes through, and you have to have confidence in what you're promoting to really engage people and to connect with people. Okay. So I want you, though, to be confident and agile, confident to respond to different situations. And by that, I mean being comfortable in your product knowledge, being comfortable in the compensation plan, and I'm reverting back, being confident in what you have to offer, so that, for example, if you are thinking, I'm talking to this connection, it's a new person as a customer, and suddenly they start asking a couple of interesting questions, and your attention suddenly switches. Well, the questions this person is asking, I think should be interested, or he should be interested in becoming an associate. That's what I mean about being agile. Need to listen to your responses to your presentation, to your questions, and don't be sort of locked into one box, I want to say there. Okay. So we've gone over activities, we've looked at an objective, and now you want to capture results. Okay. So, and to me, this is an important one. You need to capture or diarise your results so far. They're your results, and you need to be able to see how you're taking one step forward, one step at a time. And whether it's that you've made calls, it's about the activity, not so interested in whether it resulted in a customer joining or going on an automatic order. Great if it does, or enrolling an associate. This is about recognizing and celebrating even the small steps. Wow, I actually made 30 phone calls and these are the results. So I want you to capture the activities and not so much focus on the results, but just capture them, okay? And I think it's important that you share this with your upline or your sponsor or your enroller. I think communication goes both ways, and it's nice for your sponsor or your enroller to hear how you're doing. If you're working with an upline leadership level, let them know what you're doing and how you're going. And then have a celebration, from a cup of coffee, a glass of wine, or to treating yourself to something special. Celebrate 30 days where you've actually had some activity, made some progress, and that will keep you inspired to carry on for your next initiative. So let's look at what's next. Okay. Before we do, I'm just going to say, think about this one. The choices we make today give us the life we lead tomorrow. And this was shared with me by a leader, Lynn Lane in Victoria, as her favourite quote, and it is mine too. How powerful is that in this industry and the business we're in about the choices we make today? So think about that. Okay. Now, I did talk about the customer referral program, and I just want to circle back again because it's fairly new, and we really want to remind you about how it works. So I'm excited about this because really this gives you another avenue and opportunity for you to build your business through customers, obviously referring customers, and it's a win-win for everybody. So really it's about sharing, and here we've captured share your personal, your PMW, personal website, first with a potential customer. You can earn 25% referral points, the customer can, based on the purchase price of the customer's first order, and then redeem referral points by applying them to your future purchases. So the company has now given us a, I was going to say mechanized, that's the wrong word, a streamlined way for a customer to give a referral. And obviously, to me, someone who's giving the opportunity of an offering, the gift of good health, and then that customer becomes a customer, everybody wins. The customer is on the program, the customer who's referred that person gets referral points, and the enroller obviously wins as well. So let me just share with you these 3 steps. So as I mentioned here, share the personal website linked with a potential customer, or Jason and his customer service team are sitting there ready to take orders in this instance, which would be great. You can earn 25% in referral points based on the purchase price of the customer's first order. Okay, obviously we had to cap it somewhere, so it's capped at 75 referral points. And then you have the redemption part, redeem referral points by applying them to your future purchases. So we're going to send you the link to the whole presentation because you've shared with us your time tonight, so that you can actually do a deep dive, read it thoroughly, and again, be confident on how the program helps. So how do you get started? Log into your Manita account, copy your PMW link, share by pasting the link in an email or text, and you can send that to your future customer so that they understand the benefits of the business. Okay, so let's look at our 60-day program. Okay, build the relationship with support and recognition for your new associates. So if you have enrolled new associates, now's the time to think about building a business platform. Okay, and I've put here a couple of conversation starters too that I think are very, very powerful. And if you've got new associates and they start to settle in, then they need to understand the power of the business that you've enrolled them in. And they need to be invited to a business presentation. So I also want you, now you're familiar with the customer referral program, I want you to work with you. I would like you, I'm getting carried away here, getting quite excited about the opportunities that you have to build your business. So I want you to think about working with the customer referral program. Continue making those 3 connections a day. Consistency here is the key to your success. And it's absolutely repetitive, repetitive, repetitive. You know, that's why this business is called network. You have to work at creating the network, and that's by making 3 connections a day. Okay. Create, identify a list of professionals. Now, this is giving you an opportunity to add another element to your business. And sometimes we shy away from professional people because we think that maybe they're not interested. Maybe they're in a profession, be a doctor, a surgeon, a pilot. Why would they think of doing something like I'm doing? Well, I've got some surprises for you. In my career, I have known so many professionals who don't get the same sense of community, who don't get recognition, who would like to just do something else that brings them a bit more pleasure than flying a 747 jumbo jet, and I'm just using that as an example. So collect business cards, and here I've put a couple of conversation starters, a conversation starter that you can use. And I'm going to be quite outspoken here. After our call on the Achievers Club, I'm just trying to think, time flies when you're having fun. I think it was only last week where we talked about reaching out to professionals, and we were talking to those working towards Achievers Club. I had one of those in attendance call me the next day and actually sent me the message that she'd sent, and actually got a professional footballer to be interested in looking at the program. So I just thought I'd share that useful piece of information. Okay. Again, practice that conversation starter, and you know that you're feeling confident when, instead of having butterflies in your stomach thinking, oh my gosh, is this going to work? Am I going to do this? You know, all the butterflies are creating what I call the collywobbles. If you practice it enough, your focus stops being on you and your focus is on the person you're talking to. And, you know, those butterflies suddenly disappear. So focus on who you're talking to because you're feeling confident. Okay. Adopt another conversation starter. Again, practice, have more than one in your library of information so that you don't sound too repetitive. And then send invitations to a business building presentation. You know, I don't need to share with you how to do that. I'm sure most of you can do that quite effectively. If not, embrace the experience of your upline leader. I'm sure would only be too happy to guide and help you. What I'm trying to do here is get you to be independent and drive your own business, but also build the relationship with your upline, realize they're there to help you as and when the need arises. Okay. All right. So share the power of building team 2 and team 4. So that's another presentation that I want you to feel comfortable. And I think after the weekend again, with respect to Rachel Davey, I thought she did a great presentation on building team 2 and team 4. And that's something that you can take away and practice yourself. Okay. What's our objective in 60 days? Increasing your customer circle of influence, common sense. Enroll associates, set a personal monthly target and go for it. If you've got a large customer base now because of your activities in the 30 days, now you can focus on taking those customers on the journey towards enrolling as associates. And your business will be growing in leaps and bounds. Your objective is to gain more confidence. So the more you do it, the more confident you'll become. And stay connected. Stay connected with your upline, stay connected with meetings. I'm thrilled that you've given up your time to come online tonight and listen to some idea sharing and encouragement. And that's what happens when you stay connected. So what results do we need from 60 days? Again, share with your enroller, upline, keep them in the picture. And I couldn't actually capture anything here. I want you to put in your own results because this is your plan, not mine. I'm just encouraging you to do it and sharing some ideas, whether you take them all on board or some of them, but it's a place to start. And that's what I want to encourage you to do. And I want you to think about this. I want you to spend 80% of your time focused on the opportunities for tomorrow rather than the problems of yesterday. That's a great one to live by. Okay. All right. We're up to 90 days. My goodness, time flies when you're having fun. Okay, so here we have key activities. Now's the time you're building a team, and it's important you create team dynamics. You need team time. You need Zoom meetings. You need to connect, reward, and recognize. And to me, that's the glue that holds your business platform together. It's not about enrolling someone, leaving them, as you all know, and going on to the next. It's about building that team time, it empowers everybody. You can have some long-term associates in your group, and then you add new ones, and suddenly everyone gets re-enthused, or I don't know, it's just an energizer. I guess I'm talking from what I used to experience in the field there, and I'm sure it's still the same now. Continue those steps captured in the 30 and 60-day plan. As I mentioned earlier, consistency is the key to success. And look, I hear myself saying these things over and over again, and I'm sure you've heard them over and over again. But the reason we keep repeating them is that's what works. It's not about coming up with something new all the time. It's about putting into practice what you know that works. And I'm just reminding you to take those initiatives. And again, I want you to add a few more key initiatives, activities, because this is your plan, okay? So we're going down to objectives. And one that I would write in here, which I'm pretty excited about, is being qualified to attend MBA. Now, and the MBA, we set the leadership level at Gold Director last year. And the reason for that is we wanted to inspire you to build your business, to get to a certain point, and then we'd have that community of Gold Directors and above coming together for our MBA weekend. And you may be above that level already. Well, that's fantastic. So your objective might be getting to presidential by August, 90 days. Am I being a bit tough on you guys there? No, seriously. This is your objective. I want you to have a stretch goal, but it needs to be realistic. So is it a leadership rank change? What objective do you need there that keeps you focused in 90 days, so that when you have one of those mornings where you get up and the alarm hasn't gone off, so you're late. Well, today that's probably a bit different, isn't it? But you trip over the cat, fall down the stairs, burn the toast, and then you've got to get back into the saddle and build your business. And you need to know why you're doing what you're doing. So you need to have an objective. Okay, so make that personal, and then perhaps add a couple more. I'd love to hear from some of you what those objectives are, and if I can support you in any other way, that would be fantastic. I'm about to reach out to those who wanted one-on-one time with me to set up some call schedules, and if that's still important to you, then I see my role here as supporting you, and the more I can support you, the better I will feel that I'm doing the job that I was taken on board to do. Okay, so results, woohoo. Well, whatever your results are, I'm going to encourage you to be proud out loud, because you've done some new activities. I'm sure you're going to get some great results, and share with your upline. And you know what? Upline's plural. Upline's not one person sitting just above you. Upline goes all the way, I was going to say up to me, but that sounds a bit cheeky. Actually, an upline goes, and then from me goes up to Chris, and then it goes up to the CEO in America. So share with your upline. It's great to hear good news, and it gives us the opportunity to celebrate with you as you step up in your career with Mannatech. And that's why you're doing what you're doing, and that's why you're on this call tonight. So add your results, and then I'm just going to leave you with this quote. What lies behind you and what lays in front of you pales in comparison to what lies within you, and each and every one of you can shine. We believe in you. As I said earlier, we're here to support you, but at the end of the day, you have to do the activities. We can't run your business for you. So if there's any other way that we can support you, then let me know. So I just wanted to capture where you can find a lot more information. And Sarah, our Director of Marketing, shared this on a business call a couple of weeks ago. But we've got a lot of information in there, and that could be a bit of your homework. Just go in and make sure you're aware of anything that you need to know, and that you're up to speed with all the exciting changes that have been driven by senior management to support you in this amazing business. Okay, so you'll find in there the customer referral program, a bit more depth than what I just did you a quick summary. There's the compensation plan and the enhancements so that you can feel comfortable about presenting the plan in all its glory. And I have to say, having investigated a few other companies' compensation plans, we do really have one that, as far as I'm concerned, ticks all the boxes. It's such an amazing reward program, and you need to take advantage of it. Okay. Right, so I'm not too sure if we've got any questions. Happy for you to, we've got quite a large audience, so whether it's write it on chat, I'll answer what I can, and if I don't know the answer, I'll stop sharing. I think I'd stop sharing my screen. Is that correct, Liv?
Yes.
Okay.
And I've just asked everybody to drop their questions into the Q&A. It's just easier for us to make sure we don't miss anything.
All right, okay. Thank you. Karen, so is the business PowerPoint available? Yes, I believe it is. If you go into Mannatech Live, you'll see the business PowerPoint there, updated and ready for you to utilize for your presentations. Sharon Carlaw, can you tell me the difference between Mannatech Links and our Mannatech.com? Well, Mannatech Links, as far as I'm aware, is the back-end library, whereas Mannatech.com is our web page. Unless I've given wrong information, Jason, can you step on and support me on that one?
You are correct, Jenny. So Mannatech Links is all of our back-end stuff where we keep our library, all of our events and everything. Mannatech.com is our actual website.
Yeah.
Can I just add, when you go on the website too, just to interrupt here, be careful because it will always divert to the US website. So if you want the Australian website, you need to go up in the top right-hand corner and click on Australia to refresh the page.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right,
I knew I had you on the call for a reason, Jason. Yep. Oh, teamwork works. That's fantastic. I did see one from Rachel asking to confirm the level for the MBA, and that's going to be Gold Director. And I think that's where we're anchoring it. And I guess what I'm trying to build is a desire to step up in leadership. And there's a reason to have a rhythm of events like conference. Everybody can join in. Yeah, we have the associate information meetings that we've just started, which is for everybody. We wanted to have a leadership weekend where we could roll out training particular to a certain group who are working to build their business. So we sort of landed on Gold Director. So I'm hoping many of you can join us at this MBA. But again, it's something you can work towards next year if you don't achieve it this year. So it's about encouraging leadership development. Okay. Okay. I'm from South Africa. This is a question here. I'm reading it out to everybody. And my upline is there, but I'm living in Australia now. Do you guys have business link I can send to prospects in Australia? I'm not too sure on that one, Marika. Jason, would you know the answer to that one?
Marika, you might be talking about PMW, your personal Mannatech website.
Okay.
If you are, that's available to everyone. I'm not too sure if that's not what you're talking about. I'm not too sure about, you know, the other question. So, but that's certainly something that you can actually send out to people and they can go directly into your website.
Yeah, may link a call with Marika tomorrow, Jason, and have a one-on-one.
Yep, sure.
It's the power of doing these calls. Okay. Judy's asked, do we have more training on doing virtual events, please? I think that's something we can put into our Tuesday call schedule, Judy, so we'll take that on board. We've had a few people asking about doing eventual virtual events. Okay. Bev's asked about the conversation starters you mentioned. Actually, they were on the PowerPoint, Bev. So I will make sure that we follow up. Maybe it's an email and I'll include the conversation starters. So thank you for that. I apologise if we haven't done it already.
I think that's from the, if I remember correctly, the last Achievers Club call last week.
Yes.
So obviously with AIM, we've just been a little tied up getting organised with that. So that's on the to-do list in the next week then.
Oh, Liv, as if you was busy getting ready.
I know. Just
really
slacking off.
I think everyone realizes now, like with us working behind the scenes, it was like rolling out a conference, what we were doing behind the scenes. But anyway, everyone seems happy. So, okay. Sandra Spence, where do we find Mannatech Live? Mannatech Live, not too sure the question on that one, Sandra. Mannatech links, yes. Mannatech, Manna Live, was it? Maybe it was a recording from Manna Live. And I think that's been put up in the library. If I'm thinking that's what you're asking about. Have we put up the recordings from the speakers? I may have to circle back and ask Sarah, our Director of Marketing. And with respect, guys, everybody has been absolutely running at, 90 miles an hour, 24/7, the whole team, to pull together our own AIM, and that's probably in a bucket to do, but I'll circle back and find out.
So the US have actually released that.
Okay.
And Sharon White has actually just shared that in the chat.
Okay, thank you.
So all of the US Mannatech Live events are found on allaboutmannatech.com.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for your support, team. Okay, and I mean from the field, you guys are doing a great job helping me here. Someone's asked about MBA. MBA is the Mannatech Business Academy, and it's actually scheduled for August. And at this point in time, we're deciding whether it'll be a live or virtual event. I've got a feeling it's probably going to be virtual, but now you've experienced AIM, we've got some great ideas for our MBA, and it's in the calendar. I'm not too sure whether, Liv, you have the dates on hand. I haven't. I know they're in the calendar. And keep the weekend free, because I think we're going to be doing some fun things. Not that I can keep you all engaged for a whole 2 days or 2.5 days, but we can have some fun things. We could do a breakfast session. We could do an evening session. I'm even thinking how we could celebrate together at a recognition dinner. But anyway, I'm not going to share too many secrets. That's giving
Oh, Jenny.
I just want to create the excitement and the enthusiasm, but anyway.
So those dates are the 7th to the 9th of August.
Okay, thanks, Liv.
We won't take up all of your time on those dates. So hold them for now.
The current business PowerPoint in Mannatech Live, is that what you said, Jenny? I haven't found the PowerPoint, so just checking where it is. It's actually in the library, Sandra. And I need to revert back to my PowerPoint. So maybe I can follow through with an email for you or a call tomorrow to help you out on a one-on-one, Sandra, so that I can help you. Okay. All right. I've just made a note to call you, Sandra, because I'm sure we can help you find it in the tools in the Mannatech links page.
Just say I love that Rachel Davey has jumped in to give us the MBA dates.
Oh, right, okay. It's hard to keep up with the questions here, but anyway. Okay.
Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you. Okay, well, I think, yeah, there we go. Mannatech links, yeah. I apologise if I said Mannatech Live. Or was it my Pommy accent and I meant Mannatech links? So I was talking about Manifest Live, where we heard from some great keynote speakers and they gave us some valuable information, but I apologize if I confused you there. Okay. Are you putting the recordings from AIM? Over to you on that one, Liv.
We will definitely, just give us a little bit of time. But we'll get it up there for you, and the marketing team will send out an email to let you know when it's available.
Okay, all right. Okay, so, okay, I'm not too sure if we've got any questions left unanswered. I've cleared my Q&A screen. And we sort of covered off pretty quickly. So I'm pretty excited with our audience. I want to thank you again for giving us your time so that we could be here to support you. Wasn't too sure of our audience take up tonight, as I say, after our long session on Saturday. But I guess what drives us is helping you be more, do more, and be successful. And if at the end of the day we can help you do that, then I think that makes, and I'm speaking on behalf of the team here, very happy. So, okay. Oh, someone's asked a stock question. This is a training call, Nakim. Manor Bears, when are they going to come back again? I really don't have the answer for you on that one. We are working on that one, but we'll advise the field as soon as we get an update. So we'll be looking at all the chat tomorrow. And if I've missed any questions, I apologise. And we'll make sure that we put up a FAQ sheet with any answers to questions that we feel need to be covered off on. And I guess I must have talked at 90 miles an hour because I've only taken up 50 minutes of your time rather than an hour. But having said that, I'm going to say thank you for joining us. And on behalf of the team, who's working overtime behind me here, thank you, Jason and Olivia, front end. And I've probably got some of the team checking in on the back end. So as I said, we're all here supporting you, and it's great. To me, teamwork works. What is it that saying? It takes teamwork to make a dream work. And I think I'll leave you with that note. Okay, and I'm going to say bye from me. Good night to you all, and here's to our next call in a couple of weeks' time. Thank you.